All of you join first. Good morning, all of you. All of you join first. Tell to your friends. Today we discuss second unit revision, that is reactive power voltage control. Okay. In this first, what is reactive power? Anyone tell me what is reactive power? Anyone? The reactive power is a not really power, but it represents the product of voltage and current in a some phase angle, right? The reactive power can be denoted with capital Q, and it will be represented as a Q is equal, the equation is Q is equal to VI sin phi, right? It represents in VAR, volt ampere rating. In this reactive power control, we cannot in the active power we cannot measure the negative value, okay, but we can measure reactive power in negative and positive values. In this purpose we can reduce the reactive power in order to improve the efficiency. This is the main advantage of reactive power, okay. The main advantage is using in AC electrical distributions, we can supply voltage levels can be changed in a by using the transformers, right? In the transformers and induction motors also we are using consumes the reactive power. This reactive power takes up space in a transmission lines. We can using the reactive power reducing the reactive power, we can increase the efficiency in this transmission lines and distribution side, okay. The best example for the this reactive power is, you can use take the one glass of bean, in that above foam is there, no, in that glass, that foam is called as a reactive power, remaining liquid is there, no, that liquid is called active power or real power, okay. Both active and reactive power is called as a apparent power. We are paying the total amount of glass, but we required some amount less amount of liquid, because in the above glass we get the some foam, that foam is waste of the amount, right? That amount of wastage is there, no, that is called reactive power. Here the wastage of power, that is called reactive power, right? This foam is called as reactive power, and total liquid is active power. Active power plus reactive power is apparent power here. function of the excitation system. What is the excitation first of all? The system is used to provide the necessary field current to the synchronous generator, synchronous machine. Can give the field current to the rotor winding of the synchronous machine is called as a excitation. Okay, in this excitation importance is we can get the system reliability of the system, and all the conditions of service will be okay, and simplicity of control and easy to maintenance and stability, fast response, all those things comes under excitation system. This is the function of the excitation system. We can control the circuit of the generator and regulates the output of the generator terminals, and it depends upon the excitation will be depends upon the load current and power factor and speed of the machine also. Okay, we have different types of excitations here. That is, three types of excitations are there. That is, first one is DC excitation, second one is AC excitation. In this AC excitation, again two types, that is rotor excitation system and brushless excitation system, and third one is static excitation. Okay, in these three types of excitations are there. First one is DC excitation, second one is AC excitation. AC excitation again two types, that is rotor excitation system, brushless excitation system. Third one is static excitation. So first we discuss the DC excitation. What is the purpose of DC excitation? Okay, this is the DC excitation circuit. Okay, in this DC excitation system, here we are having the two exciters. One is pilot exciter, another one is main exciter, right? In this, pilot exciter is connected to the automatic voltage regulator. By using this automatic voltage regulator, we can control the alternator output. We can control the alternator output voltage. Okay, in this middle of the session, any field current fault will occur, the field breaker will be open. This field breaker will be open. Okay, the field breaker will be open. The any discharge or dissipate the store energy going to the this field discharge resistor. In this resistor we go to the any field discharge. Okay, and in this main and pilot exciter, uh, shaft is driven by the motor. Okay, in this we cannot control the external, we can get any external disturbances will be there, no? In that external disturbance we cannot control by using this DC excitation. Okay, in this purpose we are going to the AC excitation. Okay, by uh, avoiding this disadvantage, we can go to the AC excitation control. Okay, in this DC excitation, the voltage rating will be 400 volts. 400 volts, and its capacity is 0.5% of the uh, capacity of alternator. In capacity of alternator, 0.5%. Okay, and voltage rating is 400 volts in this DC excitation. Okay, next one is AC excitation. AC excitation have two types. First one is rotor excitation system, and second one is brushless excitation system. We can see the first rotor excitation system. Okay, in this rotor excitation system, this dashed pot lines is there, no, dashed lines. This pot is called as a rotor portion of the system. Okay, in this excitation output is connected with one rectifier. Here one rectifier is connected here, that is rectifier control. The rectifier control is here thyristor bridge rectifier circuit. Okay, here main alternator also connected with one rectifier control. Here we can control the voltage. The voltage can be coming from this side, connected to the main, and here we can give you one uh, automatic controlling signal. We can controlling the voltage and given to the here one operating voltage control is there here. Okay, we can give the voltage, main alternator voltage here, and here the exciter voltage will be, output voltage will be given to here. Both the voltages will be comparing here. Both the sides of the voltages will be comparing here and given to the manual voltage control. Here we can controlling the manually. The voltage can be any deviations occur in this operator and excitation voltage. We can control the here manual voltage adjustment, then given to the power supply. Okay, but we cannot control automatically. This is the main disadvantage in this rotor excitation system. Okay, in this rotor excitation system we can avoid that manual control, only manual control. We going to the brushless excitation system. Okay, we are going to the brushless excitation system. This is the circuit diagram of brushless excitation system. Here also dashed line is called as a rotating rotor excitation system, and here we are connected with one main field alternator. Here permanent magnet generator is connected here. Okay, this permanent magnet generator is connected to the one regulator. The permanent magnet generator is connected to the shaft and three-phase stationary armature of the main alternator. Okay, we can comparing the both the sides of the voltages here, main alternator field and permanent magnet generator field, both will be connected to the regulator. The regulator regulates the voltage and given to the again power supply, a thyristor bridge. Then we can controlling the again same process. Okay, this is the brushless excitation system. We can avoid the disadvantage of manual mode control. We can control automatically by using the regulator here, but here we have small responses in dynamic performance, so we can increase the dynamic performance, excellent dynamic performance. We can go with the static excitation system. We can increase the stability of the system also. We can go with static excitation system. In this system we can eliminate the, in this brushless system we can eliminate the commutator and commutator, collector and brushes short time constant response time. It will be up to 0.1 seconds. Okay, and this static mode excitation system we can see This is the static excitation system diagram. In this static excitation system, we are connected alternator. This through three-phase star delta connection. Here we are using the power supply. Power supply to the, we are giving these fixed controls, right? The primary of the transformer is connected to the alternator bus. Their secondary supplies are connected to the rectifier. Secondaries are connected to the rectifier. And the main alternator is connected to the here the rectifier transformer. Here we can feed power grid control circuit and other electrical equipments. The system has very small response of time and provides excellent dynamic performance in this system. So we can avoid the disadvantages in brushless system, that is small response in dynamic performance and stability also less in a brushless system. We can avoid that problem in static excitation system. We can eliminate that problem. We can provide excellent dynamic performance characteristics in this static excitation system, and stability also good, and we can avoid the cost also, reducing the operating cost, and we can avoid the losses, windage losses and maintenance also. Okay, these all problems will be eliminated in this static excitation system. Okay. Any doubts from here? This is revision, so I'm go fast. Any doubts, ask me. Any doubts more? Yeah, we'll go with next topic. Okay, right. Next topic is modeling of excitation system with static and dynamic response, or modeling of AVR with static and dynamic response. It is very important question. So many times asked in previous question papers. So carefully listen. Modeling of excitation system with static and dynamic response, or he is asking modeling of AVR with static and dynamic response, or he is directly asking modeling of AVR. Explain the modeling of AVR. AVR means here automatic voltage regulator. Automatic voltage regulator. Okay. In this modeling, we connected with comparator, amplifier, exciter, rectifier and synchronous generator. Okay. Here we are connected rectifier and filter. These are the rotating components. These are the stability compensator. G1 is the. Okay. In this we discussed each of the component. Comparator, amplifier, exciter, rectifier and synchronous generator. First we discuss the comparator. Okay. Here the comparator compares the reference voltage. Here we are taking one reference voltage and the rectifier, the output voltage. Here V is the output voltage. Both the voltages can be comparing this GS comparator. GS is a comparator here. The comparator compares and give to the stability compensator or amplifier. Okay. Here you are comparing the error, whatever the errors are there, difference between the two signals, these two signals V reference and V. we can take that whatever the error will be there, that will be comparing here and given to the amplifier, right. Next one is amplifier. The amplifier will be amplifies the signal. Okay, first we have an equation, that is comparator error. Delta E is equal to delta V reference minus delta V, right. The error signal is equal to V reference minus V, right. So change in V reference voltage and change in output voltage, right. Can take Laplace transform for this one, then we will get delta V reference of S is minus delta V of S is equal to delta E of S. Can apply in the Laplace transform. Delta E Laplace transform is delta E of S. Okay. Delta V reference is delta V reference of S. Same way delta V is Laplace transform is delta V of S. So by using the control system, I am writing like this. So I am using one summing point here. The output is delta E here. The inputs are here delta V reference minus delta V. So delta V reference I am taking here, and minus I am taking here summing point and taking delta V. Like that I am taking one circuit by using the control system. Okay. From this circuit you write directly delta E is equal to delta V reference minus delta V of S, same as it is. So I am writing model of comparator, right, drawing the circuit like this. Okay. Next one is amplifier. The amplifier amplifies the input error. Whatever the errors is there, no, in this error signal, delta V reference minus delta V of S. So that error can be eliminate, amplifies the error in this amplifier signal. Okay, and given to the excitation system. Here delta VR is directly proportional to the delta E. Okay, amplifier signal is directly proportional to the delta E. So delta VR is amplifier voltage. After eliminating the error voltage, then we will get, I am taking that voltage is VR, delta VR, that is directly proportional to the error signal. So delta VR is proportional to delta E. I am taking delta VR is directly proportional to the delta E here. So after taking the proportional constant, then Ka, I am taking proportional constant is Ka. Delta VR is equal to Ka into delta E here. Here Ka is the amplifier gain. Delta VR is the output of the voltage amplifier. Okay. Then taking Laplace transform on both sides in this equation, what will get, delta VR of S is equal to, K is here constant, so we cannot apply Laplace transform for that. Can apply the delta E of S. Delta VR of S is equal to K into delta E of S after taking the Laplace transform. Okay. Okay, we will get like this. So from this I am taking amplifier transfer function Ka is equal to delta VR of S by delta E of S. That is the amplifier transfer function. I am taking that is equals to the Ga. Ga is equal to delta VR of S by delta E of S is equal to Ka. Here Ga is equal to delta VR of S by delta E of S. From this I am taking Ka by 1 plus STA. Okay, delta E by delta VR is equal to Ka by 1 plus STA. Next one is exciter. exciter purposes we can give the field current to rotor field in a synchronous machine, right. Here I am taking one circuit, exciter circuit. Here Re is the exciter field resistance and Le is the exciter field inductance. Here I am applying the KVL for this circuit. So what will get, delta VR is equal to Re into delta IE plus Le into d by dt of delta I. V is equal to IR plus L di by dt. From this equation I am applying in place of I delta IE and in place of V delta VR. Okay, in place of R RE, in place of L LE. Okay, delta VR is equal to RE delta IE plus LE d by dt of delta IE, and field voltage is proportional to the excitation current. So delta Vf is proportional to the delta IE here. Okay, from this circuit delta Vf is proportional to the delta IE. So delta Vf is equal to, after taking the proportional constant, K1 into delta IE. So I am applying the both the equations, this third equation and fourth equation, and I am taking the Laplace transform for the both the equations. What will get, delta VR of S is equal to Re into delta IE of S plus LE. D by dt Laplace transform is S, right, delta IE of S. Here what will get, delta VR of S is equal to Re into delta IE of S plus S into Le delta IE of S. Here we can take delta IE of S is common. What will get, Re plus SLE, right. Same way we are applying the Laplace transform for the fourth equation. What will get, delta V of S is equal to K1 into delta IE of S. Okay, you can see here delta VR of S is equal to Re plus SLE into delta IE of S. First one, delta V of S is equal to K1 into delta IE of S. Okay, G, I am taking G is the delta V of S by delta VR of S. Exciter transfer function, that is GE, that is I am taking delta V of S is the output voltage and this the input voltage. So here I am taking delta V of S by delta VR of S. You can substitute here in this delta V of S by delta VR of S, then we will get K1 delta IE of S by Re plus SLE into delta IE of S. Both the delta IE of S are cancelled here, both are cancelled, then we will get K1 by Re plus SLE. Here I am taking Re is a common. Okay, what will get, Re into 1 plus Le by Re into S, right. I am taking this Re from above, then we will get K1 by Re is equal, K1 by Re by 1 plus Le by Re into S. Here K1 by Re I am taking Ke and Le by Re I am taking Te. Okay, here I am taking Ke is a K1 by Re, Te is Le by Re. Here Ke is the gain of the exciter, Te is the time constant of excitations in seconds. Okay, from this delta VR is the here input, delta Vf is the output. So I am taking the final transfer function is Ke by 1 plus Ste. This is the gain of the system. So I am taking here Ke by 1 plus Ste. This is the exciter output. Next, synchronous generator. Okay, synchronous generator. This is a circuit diagram. I am taking synchronous generator. apply the KVL in field winding. Here we are applying the field winding. What will get? Delta V of F equal to Rf delta If plus Lf into d by dt of delta If. We know the formula E max equal to If into XL. We know the from the synchronous generator we know the formula. This is E max equal to If into XL. Here XL is 2 pi FL or omega L, right? So here I am taking If into omega LFA. Okay. From this I am taking ERMS. This is the E max. I am taking ERMS. What will get? If by root 2. If by root 2 into omega LFA. Okay. From this If is equal to root 2 by omega LFA into ERMS. Okay. We can remember this one. E max equal to If into XL is the formula in the synchronous generator voltage, that is If into omega LFA. ERMS equal to If by root 2 into omega LFA. From this If is equal to root 2 by omega LFA into E. So delta Vf equal to what will get? Root 2 by WLFA into Rf into delta E. We are substituting in place of If here in this equation. In place of If we are substituting this value If. So what will get? Delta F into delta Vf is equal to root 2 by WLFA. I am common. Okay. In place of E I am substituting delta E. Sorry. In place of If I am substituting the E. So in place of If I am substituting the E. Rf into delta E. Lf into d by dt of, in place of If I am substituting the E. Delta E. Root 2 by WLFA I am common. Okay. From this delta V of S by delta F of S. Here delta V of S is the delta E of S. So I am taking delta E of S by delta V F of S. The output of this synchronous generator is delta E of S by delta F of Vf of S. So delta E of S by this whole value. In this I am taking delta E of S common after applying the Laplace transform for this. You can apply the Laplace transform first. What will get? Delta F of S is equal to root 2 by WLFA into Rf into delta E of S, Lf into S, d by dt means S, S into delta E of S. From this we can take delta E of S common, then what will get? Rf is into Rf plus S Lf. So I am substituting here root 2 by WLFA into Rf SL of S Lf into delta E of S. Here delta E of S both are cancelled. Then we will get this. I am taking upside delta WLFA by root 2 Rf into 1 plus Rf. I am common the Rf here. Then we will get Rf into 1 plus S into Lf by Rf. Okay. I am taking Rf root 2 also above side. Then we will get WLF by root 2 Rf by 1 plus S into Lf into Rf. Lf by Rf, right? From this WLFA by Rf root 2 is called as I am taking Kf, one constant terminal Kf. Okay. Here Lf by Rf is I am taking Td naught. Td naught we can take Tf also. Okay. I am taking Kf by 1 plus Std naught. Lf by Rf is Td naught So combining all the individual bugs, we are calculated separately all those components: comparator, amplifier, exciter and synchronous generator. You can combining all the output terminals. You can find the transfer function, all the transfer function. Here we are combining. Okay, first is comparator, right? Comparator circuit is this one. Next, amplifier. Amplifier is Ka by 1 plus STA. Get the Ka by 1 plus STA. Here input is delta E, output is delta Vr. The exciter input is delta Vr and output is delta Vf. The transfer function is Ke by 1 plus STE, right? So written here Ka by 1 plus STE. Then delta Vf is the input of the generator and delta V is the output of the generator. Here the transfer function is Kf by 1 plus STD naught. We are writing all the components here. Then we are applying the cascading. These three are in cascading. From the control system block diagram reduction rules, can come cascaded all three components, then we will get Ka, Ke, Kf by 1 plus STA into 1 plus STA into 1 plus STD naught, right? Then after we can apply the negative feedback loop formula. This is the G, H is 1 here. Here we are applying the negative feedback. This is the G. Here this is the H. H is the 1. Right? Feedback is, no feedback is there. So H value is 1. This is the G. I am taking this is the G of S. G of S is equal to Ka, Ke, Kf by 1 plus STA into 1 plus ST into 1 plus ST naught. So I am applying here. Delta V reference is equal G of S by, what is the negative feedback formula? G of S by 1 plus G of S into H of S. This is the transfer function of the negative feedback loop formula. So here H of S is 1. So I am taking G of S by 1 plus G of S. V reference is the input, V delta V is the output. This is the final transfer function of this system. G of S by 1 plus G of S. Here G of S is the Ka, Ke, Kf by 1 plus STA, 1 plus STE, 1 plus STD now. Here I am taking Ka, Ke, Kf is equal to K. Okay. First, we are taking the steady state response. Yeah, he is asking two steady state and dynamic response. First, I am taking the steady state response of this automatic voltage regulator. Okay. Know the formula, error signal formula, that is delta E is equal to limit S tends to 0 S into G of S, right? Here same way we can apply the delta V is equal to limit S tends to 0 S into delta V of S. So I am applying here first transfer function G of S by 1 plus G of H by S. So first calculate the transfer function here. Here G is a K by 1 plus ST into 1 plus ST into 1 plus STD naught. So substituting here, calculate this and simplify K by 1 plus STA into 1 plus STA into 1 plus STD naught plus K. Right. From this delta V is equal to delta V reference of S into this whole transfer function. Right. Delta V reference is here is 1 by S. I am taking one step signal. Input is a step signal. So 1 by S I am taking. multiply this 1 by s. Then after we can apply the limit s tends to 0 delta v of s. Okay, in this formula we can substitute. Then we will get s into 1 by s. Both s's cancel here. In place of s we can substitute the 0. Then we will get 1 into 1 plus k. So 1 plus k by 1 plus k. This is the delta v is equal to k by 1 plus k. This is the static response of the automatic voltage regulator. Okay. Next, dynamic response of the automatic voltage regulation. Okay. We can calculate the in terms of time. Then we will get the dynamic response, that is delta v of t. We can calculate the delta v, no, here dynamic response we can calculate the delta v of t. Okay, right? In this delta v of t can apply the same delta v of s is equal to this one, no. You can apply the inverse Laplace transform for this equation. Then we will get the delta v of t. The delta v of t we will get like this, that is k1 into e power s1t plus k2 into e power s2t plus k3 into e power s3t. This is the real term, and complex term will be delta v of t equal to a into e power at into a power a into e power alpha t into sin alpha plus beta into t. This is the complex. These two will be getting from this equation. You can apply the Laplace transform. Okay, from this any doubts, ask me. Any doubts? Any doubts, ma'am? Are you clear? This AVR model is very, very important. Any doubts? Ask me. Any doubts, ma'am? No doubts? Next class we discuss stability compensation and methods of voltage regulation also. Okay. From these topics, any doubts, ask me.